Hello, my name is George Thomas, student number 202277763, Marketing Standard Deliver. This is the video section of assessment task number 2. Attend the Wednesday 8 a.m. class. So basically this report will be looking at the 6 macro environmental factors and why they are important to be assessed in the confectionery industry. I'll be looking at all 6 variables and how they can be assessed and how they need to be assessed. I'll also be looking at market segmentation. So I'll be looking at 2 different segments A and B, and I'll be figuring out which the different needs that each market has and how they need to be targeted. Okay. So next, the first section I will be talking about is the macro environmental analysis. So basically, the macro environmental analysis is important and it helps organizations recognize major developments and future implications. So it is obviously important in this world right now that companies do understand all 6 variables and adapt them if they want to be a successful company. So next I'll be talking about the 6 variables. So the first variable is the economic environment. So Australia's GDP per capita is the 11th biggest in the world, which is considerably good considering the size of Australia. So therefore, it's easier for consumers to come. It's more attractive, more attractive for people in the confectionery industry to open up businesses. So Australia's economy is seen as a relatively stable one, therefore making it really attractive for companies to come and invest and get the consumers. So the higher income as well allows the industry to target more consumers. So the next variable I will be talking about is the demographic environment. So the demographic environment looks at the company. It looks at confectionery can be sold at all ages. Doesn't matter young or old. Location as well. That doesn't matter. Age, size. That doesn't matter. But usually high disposable income leads to more consumers. So in Australia we have a high disposable income. We actually have more consumers to choose from. And then you got the new option of online shopping, which has opened up new ways for consumers due to easier access. Okay. So the next variable I will be talking about is the political and legal environment. So there are relatively low levels of entry to this industry due to being the economic and legal environment being so easy, being so stable. So there are still regulations on disclosing of information on packages of products, such as traces of nuts or best before dates. But it is seen as a relatively easy market to a country to enter. The relatively stable government. There are no uprisings, anything like that. So it makes it really attractive for companies to come and invest. The next variable I will be talking about is a socio-cultural environment. So it looks at individuals' values and traditions. So you got the new trend of the health awareness, people wanting to be fit, people wanting to be active. It has consumers looking for healthy alternatives. And then you got the whole clean mind, body and soul is important for consumers now. So this value is being really highly regarded in today's industry, and it is extremely important for confectionery industry to target this. Okay, the next variable I will be talking about is the environment. So the growing need for a sustainable lifestyle has people wanting to leave less of an imprint on the environment. So companies need to really understand this and adjust their product to this. So things like less plastic packaging, less carbon emissions emitted from factories. These all need to be factored in when they are investigating the environment. And then you got the world shortage of cocoa as well, which is another issue at the moment. Which is one of the major ingredients in confectionery industry. This needs to be analysed as well. So the next one I will be talking about is the technological environment. So the online sector has allowed for a rapid development in sales and has caused... So we can see now Cadbury, you can actually go online, design your own chocolate at ease in the comfort of your own home. This was never available before. So this is what needs to be investigated from the confectionery company, and they need to adapt their product to this. It's allowed companies to understand what consumer needs through ways such as reviews. Okay. So next I'll be moving on to the market segmentation. So it is important to understand all 6 variables, and for a company to be successful they need to understand all 6. But next in the market segmentation, I will be looking at segment A and segment B. Okay, there are obviously many segments in this market. So segment A, the demographic is typically 18 to 24, young adults, males and females. They're lower income because they're students, part-time jobs, compared to segment B. They're a bit older, 25 to 30, higher income due to employment, and they kind of have different needs and wants. So segment A has different needs, segment B has different needs, and it's important to understand both of their needs. Segment A's tend to be a unhealthier lifestyle, and they're high energy burning due to being active, so they don't really care about what they eat. Segment B, they're a bit healthier. They don't want to get, as they're getting older, they don't want to get diseases such as diabetes, heart diseases, and they're interested in more of a sustainable lifestyles. That includes less packaging, that sort of stuff. So each segment has its own needs. Like segment A's behavioral needs, they consume sweets anytime. Segment B, periods such as Easter, Christmas. So they each have their needs, but the confectionery industry needs to look at one and target one. So the next thing I will be looking at is any recommendations I can make. So segment A, if you did want to target them, you would look at something cheap and extra sweet. You can advertise through TV ads and video games. But segment B is what I do recommend they do target. Segment B is extremely important if they want to be successful, because we are seeing people from segment A slowly starting to move into segment B due to diabetes, obesity. So, if they want to have a good and long-lasting business, segment B is the one to target. They can do this through sugar-free products, would be really, really good. We are already starting to see that. And reusable and environmentally friendly packaging. So the chocolate wrappers should be reusable. So little stuff like this to target segment B would be extremely important. And as well as dark chocolate, which has proven benefits to be a healthier lifestyle, to be a healthier confectionery product. That is one that needs to be looked at, and they need to heavily target segment B through alternatives such as that. So in the next graph, we can see 32% of people are very interested, and 38% are quite interested in low sugar. So we can see where the market's heading. We can see which segment should be targeted and why it is important to target this segment. So it's clear that all 6 variables in the macro environmental environment need to be analyzed. If you are looking in the confectionery industry, you need to understand, adjust if you want to be successful. And then looking at segments, segment B would be very good for companies to target, because it is the new lifestyle. We are seeing more and more people, look into segment B as they're trying to be healthy, they're trying to not contract any diseases, and they're trying to live longer. So there is long-term profits in that. Next, I will be showing you the references, and thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.